Are you ready to try your hand at placing your very first stock trade? Then check out our free guide, 10 Steps to Choosing Your First Stock to Trade, the Ultimate Beginner's Guide. In this free download, you'll learn how to choose the right kinds of stocks and how to find them, know when to buy your stocks and when to sell them, and you'll learn how to take your very first steps to becoming a stock trader and much more. Grab your free guide now by going to TRADEway.com/guide. That's TRADEway.com/guide. Hey guys, I'm David Mitchell, founder and CEO of TRADEway. What if God himself gave you a blueprint for how to handle your money? Well, the Bible is a practical book. Let's dive in and see what it has to say about wealth, about risk, about leverage, and about investing, and uncover how trading in the stock market can be a powerful tool for moving towards your biggest goals. We're so happy you're here. This is The Word on Investing. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today I want to talk to you about keys to success in this kind of market. Now, if you're listening to this out in the future, you probably need to know that it's August of 2022 when I'm recording this, and we are sort of in a really bearish, volatile market. We've got high inflation. We've got the Fed ramping up the interest rates, which historically has killed every bull market every time they've ever done it. So this could be a really bear market, and it has been quite bearish already. So it's just a very difficult market to trade in for the average person. Now, when you have skill sets, though, it helps. So go out to TRADEway.com, check out our educational programs, and take advantage of any of them and start getting the skill sets. And all of a sudden, when your neighbor's talking about a bad market, you're going to look at that and say, well, it's an up or a down market, and neither are bad because I have skills to make money in an up market, and I have potential to make money in a down market too when I've got the right skill set. So that's the attitude you'll have once you get this great education. But let me tell you some things that'll be really helpful even after you get the skill sets to help you be more successful in a market that's not the easiest in the world. In fact, it could be the most difficult until it goes into an out and out bear, and then it gets a little easier. You can just buy puts, right? So first thing is, I think you need patience. Now, that's not a natural talent most of us have, right? The Bible says in James chapter 5, verse 7, "Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waits for the precious fruit of the earth and has long patience for it until he receives the early and latter rain." So, that's like a business teaching in the Bible because it's talking about how important patience is in entrepreneurial endeavors. I know it was using an agricultural example, but it's talking about the fact that any kind of business endeavor requires patience, especially if you're a stock trader in a market like this one. And so try to have patience. And the most common way that exhibits itself in this kind of market is you don't feel you have to be in the market all the time every day. You can be in cash more and just waiting for a more perfect time to jump into a play rather than thinking you got to be in the market all the time. The second thing is you need to think about patience, yes, but you need to think about preservation of assets and cash. Why? Because when this bear market is over, guess what you have? You have the greatest thing that our family has discovered in over 40 years of trading and investing, and I call it the first year of the next new bull market. You don't read a lot about that out there, not a whole lot of systems and companies and people, and certainly educators. They don't recognize that big of a difference, but I see a huge difference in the first year of a new bull market than any other year of the lifetime of a bull market. And listen, some of you guys that are already with us, and you've already learned how to trade, this might be your first taste of the first year of the next new bull market. Because as sure as we're in what your neighbor would call a bad market now, a down market, when that thing is over, you have the next new bull market. That first year gives you potential to change your family's financial life. So for a lot of our students, you may be just about to experience this for the very first time, and this is huge. So the first year of a new bull market, the reason it's different, if you look at them on any charting system, if you just check out the S&P, sort of represents the whole market, is most times in the life of a bull market, you have about an average of 4 corrections a year. Roughly every 3 months, you'll have a correction. Well, that's okay because you know that's coming. And even that skill set helps, just knowing that, by the way. So there's some great free advice for you just got from me today is watch for that. But the difference is in the first year of a new bull, you might not have any corrections. It may go a whole year with no corrections. And so it'll have little retracements up and down within the support and resistance lines, or what we call the channel, but that's expected, and that makes trading even better. But it won't have major corrections where it breaks out moving down through your support line and tanks maybe 5% or 10%. It won't have that. And even if it did have it, it might only have just one. So you'll either have just one or none in a whole year. So it'll have normal retracements, which means it bounces up and down, but the major trend is up and it stays within the range for a whole year, with either no corrections or just one, but certainly not 4. You can see how that can really make a difference if you understand that's coming. So you really want to see this thing clean itself out. You want to see a good bear crash. And we haven't seen all of it yet, maybe. Usually what you'll see is a triple bottom when it's actually over, and we haven't seen that quite yet. But when it is over and the next new bull starts, boy, you need to already have your skill sets in place. So now is a great time for you to go out to TRADEway.com, get involved with the education, and use this time when it's really better to be in cash a lot of the time anyway, to do your education and your paper trading. And you could even, if you've already done that, you could even get involved with your small money trading, where you take $500 or $1,200 or whatever small to you, and try some puts and calls and get your toe in the water. But preserve your cash right now. That's the main thing, because you want to have plenty of cash when that first year of the next new bull starts, which is going to be coming up pretty soon in a matter of weeks or months. All right. So in a market like this, the next thing to do is to watch for perfect and certain opportunities. Now, when I say perfect and certain, those words are in quotes, because I know we don't live in a perfect world. We live in a cursed world. And so you can't really know the future. But when you gain the skill sets and you understand how to draw support and resistance lines, and you understand the patterns and you understand the market tone, you're looking for when all 3 of those line up, the fundamentals, the technical, and the market tone, and they say go, and you feel with the inside of your educated gut feeling that it's a great time to get in this particular trade, and it's almost perfect and it can't not work. I know that's bad grammar, but it's good preaching, okay? When you feel that way, that's the only time you should do a play in a market like this. Don't just jump out and reach for trades because you like to be in the market. Wait for the perfect trade, you see? Now, I'm going to quote Jesse Livermore again, one of my favorite quotes, or a couple of them. Number 1, remember, you do not have to be in the market all the time, he said. And number 2, the sitting and the waiting is important. You have to sit and wait for all factors to come together to merge into the perfect play, Jesse Livermore said. He didn't ever tell you what those factors are, but at TRADEway we do. It's fundamentals, technicals, market tone. The 3-leg table. Wait for those to merge into the perfect play before you hit the go button. And that is more important in a market like this than when it's certainly in the first year of a new bull. Almost everything wants to go up. You just hit the button and you have potential to make money. That's why I can't wait for you to experience that the first time. So make sure you're getting the education right now, getting your practice trading done, so that when that thing hits and you see that triple bottom on the S&P and you get the market alerts from us saying, hey, we think this bear is over, we think the new bull is starting, you'll be ready. So that is going to be a fun year for you and your family. We might as well talk about times when it's not the first year in the new bull market too. Let's just go out to the second, third, fourth year of a bull market, where it does correct maybe 4 times, but you know that's coming. How do you trade then? Well, some of these principles that I'm telling you today work then as well, because you still want to wait for the perfect time to do trades. And most people don't get that. They never get it. They want to be in the market all the time because they're addicted. And we don't want you to get addicted to trading, right? We want you to trade as a business. Trade when it's the right time to trade. And when all the math lines up and you're most likely to make money, that's when to do the trade. And when it doesn't work, you stop it out early. You take an acceptably small expense. And then when you win big. So like, you don't want to lose more than say 8 to 10% when it doesn't work like you thought it would. And you want to always gain at least 30 or more percent when it does. And if you get that math on your side, you can't not make money, right? So that's what you're striving for. But the way you get there is that you wait for these perfect opportunities. So when you're in a regular market, say second, third, fourth year of a bull market, or even into the really down part of a bear, this works as well, is you kind of want to wait for the S&P to break out, moving down through its support line. In other words, it's doing a correction, and let it pull all the way down past the 10, the 20, and the 50-day moving average, all the way down close to the 100. And then when it bounces up, that is a great opportunity, because usually that correction is over. Now, I'm talking about in the second, third year of a good bull market, not in a bear market, but in a bullish market where generally it's an uptrend. It's still going to have some corrections. Remember, about 4 times a year. That's what you're watching for, because when it makes that major correction, it makes all your fantastic companies be cheaper. A little bit of value investing going on there, but they're still growth stocks. So you wait for the correction to happen. And when you see evidence that it's bounced up and the correction is over, you jump in at a lower price, and then you start trading it again. That is your best opportunity point. And so do more trades then and less trades all the other times. You see what I mean? Be patient and wait for these kinds of opportunities. You'll be a better trader than if you try to trade all the time. So let me move back into this particular market, like where we are now, where we're in this volatile, bearish, probably going to be even more down move on the bear market that we're in now. Let's talk more specifically about that again, because that's really the topic for the day. And the next idea would be this: when you do a play, do a great play, maybe several plays in different stocks to diversify a little bit and win big, and then get out. And the key then is don't jump back in and try to do a second group of plays. Just be happy with that and be patient and wait for the next big opportunity. Sometimes what our emotions tell us when we do jump in and we get some really good plays all at once is, wow, I just made a bunch of money. I think I want to do it again. So you try to just get back in and find more good plays. And what you're finding is that you're now settling for the laggard stocks, the ones that aren't as great as the growth stocks you just made money in. You're going to the second tier ones that hadn't even made a move yet, and you never stop and ask the question, why didn't they make their move when everything else did? It's because they're not as good. So don't jump in those plays. Just stay in cash. You see my point? Be patient. So the idea is when you do see that perfect opportunity, you jump in big, you do several different stocks to diversify a little bit, not a bunch, but maybe 3 or 4, and you win big and you get out and you stop and you stay in cash. You don't jump in for a second group of plays immediately. You then wait for the next big opportunity that might be 3 months from now. That's kind of how it works. And then at a time like this, you just need to hang in there and don't feel like you got to be in the market all the time. Get your education done, get your practicing done, your paper trading, do a lot of it. Get where you're recognizing those patterns better and better because you're spending so much time every week looking at them, bunches of them, hundreds of them. And that's the practical side of your education. Now is the perfect time for that. So go out to TRADEway.com, take advantage of the educational programs, and then start following what your coaches are saying to do as far as your practice, your paper trading, your small money trading. Get that behind you now, and then be ready for that first year of the next new bull market. Again, don't forget, be careful to keep the rules and have plenty of money available when this part's over. Don't let the market take your money away right now. Have it available when the first year of the next new bull market hits, which could be in a matter of weeks or months. It's not far away. So don't trade as often now. Stay in cash more, preserve your wealth more. That is the best advice I can give you out of all these things I've said. So you want to get heavy right in the middle of your education. You want to get really good at simple options trading first, like buying calls and buying puts when you think it's going down, buying calls when you think it's going up. Stick with the patterns that you recognize at the perfect buy points. Don't do plays that aren't at that level, and get really good at practicing those and doing a few with small money right now. And that first year of the next new bull market has the potential to change your family's financial well-being if you'll do these things now. Do the homework now, get it done. Man, it can be so awesome. Well, I hope this has been encouraging to you guys in a time when your neighbor is discouraged. He thinks this is a bad market. There is no bad market. It's a matter of having the skill sets for each type of market or each place in the life cycle of a market. But if you liked it, rate and review it. Other people of like mind can find it. We can be a help to them. And I hope you have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you next time.